had grown, b-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game, but a six emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight, visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite, from the pages to the beats, a seamless blend, the sixth element, where two worlds transcend.
Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guided the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
What up, y'all? Reno and Stu in the building. Sixth element of hip-hop collectibles, whatever you want to call it. We in the house. We got a great show tonight. As always, the homeboy Nas and Ghostface got a comic book coming out. Russo brothers are trying to tease us and fool us with some cryptic messages. Hold on, and we gonna chop it all up, man. We got all kinds of goodness. We got all the cool features from the new Wolverine game. We got James Gunn talking about the secret. Well, he's got two new movies that he's added. We're gonna tell you about, and a secret DCU project that has been percolating, and we got the updates for you. But this is a great show tonight. I mean, so much stuff, dude. So much stuff we're gonna go over tonight. Like so much new shit. Wonder Man, that movie, that show. We got reviews. People saying it's the best ever. I thought it was gonna be the worst ever. Well, we'll see.
Serious?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I had an open mind about it because they did something different with it. So I had a very open mind about it. So I'm shocked.
Right. Yeah.
Disney got to give us something though, man. For $100 a year, they got to give us something.
Yeah. And Cosmic Invasion, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I played the shit out of that today. Beat the first 2 levels. That was dope. It's got a little demo. Yes.
I played the demo too.
Wolverine, Spider-Man, Nova, Cap, Storm, Philavel or Marvel, one of them two. She-Hulk,
Ghost Rider,
Venom. They didn't add Ghost Rider yet to the demo yet, but Venom, and that's it. It's 8 of them.
Did they have could you play with Beta Ray Bill or no?
Mm-mm.
No,
Not yet.
Yeah, I downloaded it. I didn't get a chance to really. I played it on the Switch, but I didn't really get it. I didn't really get a chance to mess with it on PlayStation. But I think that's what I'm gonna get it for. I think I'm gonna get it for PlayStation. I don't know. I usually get games like that for the Switch.
Yeah, it's good on Steam. I just played it on Steam for the free demo. And but yeah, the Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday star Channing Tatum says that the movie is going to include moments 50 times bigger than when Wesley Snipes' blade turned up in Deadpool Wolverine. So however you want to gauge that. But we're gonna get into it. Marvel Zombies 2 looks like we're gonna get a season 3. X-Men 97 about to ramp shit way up in the death category. We're gonna talk about that. New York Comic Con, Hasbro favorite brands they're dropping at the con. We got Marvel Legends news. We got the in-hand review for the Punisher and Fury. We're gonna look at. We're gonna check out Shanghai Wonderfest. They got some new Transformers.
Wait a minute, in-hand. Who got that? Who received a Punisher and Nick Fury that damn fast?
I don't even care. It's got to be like somebody in the inside, but maybe it's just in Europe they're out. I don't know. I don't get the whole thing of why Europe and everywhere else in the world gets their figures like months before the U.S. Really doesn't make any sense. It's got to be something to do.
I already know why. I looked it up.
I already know it.
I Googled it. My AI told me why. I already know why. Gemini already explained the whole thing, and I get it. I'm not even mad anymore. But I know why they get it first. I already know why.
Are you gonna share with the class?
Sure. If they want to hear it. It's because all of y'all voted for Donald Trump out there. That's why. So
yeah.
Now we get our stuff last.
That's not true because it's always been this way.
I always blame everything bad that happens on Trump. So that's just my thing. I do. I've been doing it since he came back and all. So I just be like, it's Donald Trump. Like if I I don't know that.
We know what it is.
If I drop my sandwich on the ground, I'd be like, that's because y'all elected Donald Trump. That's why this happened.
I feel you. I hear you. but
I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like microwaves and non-dairy creamer. Nobody knows exactly how it works. So
okay.
you know what
No,
I mean?
there's
That's
a
just what
reason.
it is.
No, the reason being it's a stupid reason. It's obvious, and I just hate stating it. But obviously, the reason is because the place where they manufacture them is over there, and by the time they get over here, it takes a little while. They got to put them on, they got to put them on a tugboat steamer and get it across the Atlantic. It takes a while, and but yeah, they make the shit over there, and that's why they just sort of can easily just quickly divvy it out. But then for some reason they want to sit on their hands. You got customs, they sit there, and I imagine it's a lot to do with customs and going international and going across and overseas and all that stuff.
No, it is a lot to do with customs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because when I ordered my new phone, my phone came from China. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I
Keep it
don't
rolling.
I don't use the proprietary brands that everybody. I mean, I hate Mac products. Period. Point blank. And that's not on some hater stuff. I just even from the '80s, I never thought they were that great. This
Yeah.
generation, they love it because they don't know what to do with technology, and Apple makes it easy for you to do
Hey,
nothing with technology.
easy.
So that's just what it is, man. That's my opinion. I feel like iPhones are for old people and young people that don't know what to do with technology. That's how I feel. Because
Yeah.
Android is just so much more. It's just so much more adaptive and intuitive. Like that's just what it is. But
I
moving right along,
I do want to keep moving right along because we are not trying to
moving
stop
right
and
along.
talk about phones
So
right now.
yeah.
But
So it
I
took a
just want to
while for
finish
my phone
telling
to
people
get
what we're going
here.
to talk about on the
Yeah,
show,
that's
and
the
then we'll
custom.
talk
Yeah.
about the stuff on the show. But I'm just giving them the menu right now. This is table of contents right here, guys. Table of contents. Darth Revan makes the first ever Star Wars Disney Plus appearance, and that is very epic, and there's a good reason
That is
why.
epic.
Yes, Ahsoka season 2, Bryce Dallas Howard Dallas. I don't know what her name is. Hints at a little romance and plot stuff there. The Empire's Return and Mandalorian
Yeah.
Grogu
I
explained.
heard about the Ahsoka thing, man.
Yep, and
And
then
how they tied it into the new movie they're supposed to be coming out with, which is
yeah,
gonna still have Rey. So
and Transformers nearly turned 40. Transformers returns to nearly 40-year-old Nintendo game release with a little homage. We'll talk about that. Hasbro promises behind-the-scenes info on the real Ghostbusters action figures. He-Man Masters of the Universe kick off a brand new era. Mark Millar unveils a comic book that he pitched first to Marvel when he was 13, and they're making it. Halloween, Michael Myers has a new gameplay trailer, the new game where you can either play as a victim running around trying to get away from Michael, or you can actually play as Michael chasing the kids around town. We got the leaked trailer breakdown for Masters of the Universe. We got a whole lot of stuff. I'm just going to kind of get into it. We're going to start it off with the cover story here. Mass Appeal. Hang on, let me throw this.
big shout out to Mass Appeal. Big shout out to Mass Appeal. They keep it hip hop all the time. I'm gonna keep that a buck. Yeah, they big shout out to them, man. Big shout out to Nas with that channel. That's
keeps
for
us
all you hip
official.
hop, for all you real hip hop heads out there that that know what's up. You're subscribed and you're on that channel frequent.
Yes. And he well, okay, so Mass Appeal and Marvel Reimagine Nas, Ghostface Killah, and others with limited edition comic book series. Comics and hip hop, baby. Hip hop and comics. Mass Appeal and Marvel will debut the first issue of the limited edition series at New York Comic Con. Yes, we will be getting some. We will be bringing them back and show y'all. Mass Appeal and Marvel have joined forces, though, to create this very exclusive limited edition comic book series honoring some of hip hop's biggest titans. And this is huge. I mean, dude, this is everything we're all about. This is 6-element hip hop. This is hip hop and comics at its core, at its finest. Worn down to the nub. Mass Appeal, Marvel are like the two iconic hip hop and comic titans, man. And Legend Has It is the name of the comic series. And Legend Has It comic series will be announced at New York Comic Con October 10th, just 9 days away, and we'll pay tribute to Nas and DJ Premier, Ghostface Killah, Mobb Deep, Raekwon, Big L, De La Soul, Slick Rick, and everybody that's on the Legend Has It album. Sorry, we
No, I was just saying 9 days for
Oh.
Comic-Con. Shit, time is flying. The last month flew
No.
by, bro. Damn. 9 days
know.
for Comic-Con. That'd be here before we know it. Yeah.
Yeah. But this comic series, it's written by Brandon Thomas, who did Black Lightning, and drawn by Sanford Green, who did Doom and Bitterroot. And it'll bring each character to life in an epic narrative that bridges music, myth, and legacy, according to the press release. What's his name? Nas said, working with Marvel on this comic is a celebration of hip hop and its legacy. The story, he said, there's a story that we tell through our music, and watching that energy come to life in these pages is a tribute to the culture that shaped us and continues to inspire generations. Wise words from Nas. And the first comic will be unveiled on a live marquee panel titled Comics and Hip Hop, a Marvel Mass Appeal Conversation.
Wow.
Stu,
We've been saying that for years, haven't we?
how are we going to miss this, bro? How are we not at Comic-Con this year?
We won't be at Comic-Con this year. We got to go to Comic-Con. We dedicated ourselves to it
It's not happening.
because we didn't go last year. We dedicated ourselves to going to Comic-Con this year. We're like, yo, we going this year.
Well, maybe next year. But sadly, this won't be there next year, so I am a little bit crushed. I would have loved to have been there and seen that panel. But hopefully Al Mega will get us something from out of there. But
as a matter of fact, check Al Mega's Comic Crusaders page on X for all you out there. Damn it, I don't have my he posted something with Cool Keith, Czarface, and something else that's gonna be Comic Crusaders is gonna be at Comic-Con, and I think they're gonna have a table or something there at Comic-Con that has to do with Cool Keith, Czarface, and there's a comic or something they're bringing out. I can't hang on, man.
What are you talking about, the Czarface comic?
No, it's something with Cool Keith, Comic Crusaders, and
Hold on, bro. No. Anyways, so Legend Has It. Let me show y'all the comic book here. I got a picture of it and everything. It's a dope ass cover, dog. I can't wait to get this fucking book. So to commemorate the launch, Mass Appeal will take over Whatnot's live shopping stage, Whatnot House at New York Comic Con on October 10th from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, offering fans the first opportunity to purchase an exclusive variant edition of the comic and the cover of issue number 1.
for what? The Nas or the Ghostface?
It's all one comic. It's all one comic.
Oh,
This
okay.
just breaks my heart because
I thought they were gonna do. I thought they were gonna do like different rappers, like different comics with different rappers. So that's it. Legend Has It.
Yeah, it's called Legend Has It. And you see Slick Rick up there. You got Raekwon. You got looks like, man, I don't even know. That's De La Soul, Wu Tang. You got Ghostface, Method Man, Nas. And then right here it says Big L, De La Soul, DJ Premier, Ghostface, Mobb Deep, Nas, Raekwon, Slick Rick, Unite. So I guess maybe this is no. It's hard to say. Some of these you can't, there's no way to tell who they are, but I think this is nothing the big. No, Meth ain't even on there. So Mobb Deep, De La Soul has to be these three here in the 1, 2, 3 armored suits.
The armored suits, yeah.
That's something De
Slick
La
Rick at
Soul.
the top.
Slick
But
Rick
if it was
definitely
bigger,
had-
can we make it bigger or no?
I think that's Big L. I know. I wish I could, but I can make it bigger. Hang on. No, I don't want to fucking sign up. Here, I'll tell you what. Let's do it like this. What? Bitch. Yeah, what I'll do dude, if this thing don't fucking stop malfunctioning, bro. What the fuck? Can you see my screen? Do you see what's happening?
Yeah, that's it.
What the fuck is going on, bro?
I can
Computer
see
just
it.
start tripping and flipping and doing all kinds of crazy shit that it wants to do. See, this is some
Sometimes they do
iPhone shit. Here, this is some iPhone shit. Doing what it want to do, what it wants to do. Fuck what the user says. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about iPhones, man, is they're basically set up to they want to tell you how they want you to operate the phone and what you want to do with the phone. They're going to tell you everything and how to do it, and they don't care what you want to do. They're going to tell you this is what you're going to do, and here's what you're going to do next, and here's what you're going to do
You
next,
know,
and you
and,
don't
they,
have a choice
and
in the
they've
matter.
always been like that, and they'll be like that until they stop making shit and
Yeah,
then phones. And I mean,
they're pretty,
the only thing, you know what? The only thing I can say that they did do that did shock and innovate the industry was the digital keyboard. They were the first ones to put that on the phone.
yeah.
Every phone company turned down everybody when they came up with that idea and said that was dumb and why would you want to do that? Blah blah blah.
Right.
And Apple was the first one that
People like
said, you
to
know what?
feel the
Let's do it.
clicks.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Well,
And
because
Apple
they
was like, let's
created the
do it.
haptic. Because they created the haptic. That's what sold it. When you press the keyboard on the phone and it makes a little sound and like a little vibration, like a tiny little, and that's what made it over the top, pushed it over the edge, and made people be like, oh, okay, we'll take that, because that gave people back that click. Because when they first like presented the idea, you just tap on the screen, but it's not doing anything when you click the numbers, so you're not feeling like that you clicked anything, and people were
Right.
like, I don't know if I clicked the button.
Oh, but it wasn't Apple that invented it. It was, I forget who invented it, but they bought it to everybody. And Apple was the first one to be like, you know what? Let's do that. That's different. They
And this right here is the book
now let's
in
check it
all
out.
its glory. Yeah, you can
So
see a
that
little
damn I
better there.
saw yeah. That looked like I guess that's Mob Deep right there. That gotta
Yeah,
be Muff right there with the
it's
hood
Mobb Deep.
at the
I'm
bottom.
thinking this. Yeah,
And then
I'm
you got
thinking.
who's that in the back? Who's that in the back with the red coat? With the red coat on with the hat flip.
I'm thinking that's Big L.
Okay. And then in the middle, is that the
Or
silver
it's
guy?
Premier. The silver guy, I don't know. That's either Big L, Premier, or Nas. I don't know. Could be Ghost. It's too hard to say, because really,
They
I think that's
reimagined.
the Ghost right here. I think that's Ghost right here, because he has a big ass medallion on. I think that's Ghost right there with the red sort of cloth and the beard. I don't know. It's too hard to tell at this point, but we will definitely.
We're definitely gonna find out, and we will definitely get a copy of that comic. We're gonna definitely get a copy of that comic when it comes down and breaks out. So they'll have a way for you to order it online or something like. They're not gonna just exclusively.
Oh no, it's exclusively from the booth. If you after that, yeah, you'll be able to get it on eBay for whatever somebody wants to sell it for. But ain't no
Wow.
more. Yeah,
So no
it's not
digital.
going to be like in stores. Yeah, no, it's not going to be in stores. It's limited copies. Well, here, actually, no. All right, limited copies will be available first at New York Comic Con Friday, 10/10 at Jarvis Center. Visit the Whatnot booth. 1000. I don't know. You know what? It's not being very specific about where it's going to be next. So it just says at Comic Con from this time to this time. It doesn't say after Comic Con you'll be able to get it at da 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 da. It's not saying nothing like that.
So you can only get it that Friday, basically.
I don't fucking know if they haven't said otherwise, so it kind of makes it annoying because you really can't tell. It just says the one line. Yeah, it just says limited copies will be available first at New York Comic Con Friday. That implies to me the word first that it will then be available somewhere else.
Right. Maybe
Why didn't they fucking say that?
Maybe on a Massive Pill, or Marvel might sell it.
Maybe we can guess. I don't get why they didn't tell us.
I'm with that.
You're gonna leave people to guess? That's crazy.
That's I mean, you got scalpers out there. You got to keep them guessing. The scalpers will get it. They'll all be on eBay for $700.
They sell them for scalpers. They want the scalpers to get them. Shit.
Yeah, they make their money.
That's how they get their money.
I believe that, man. I really believe that. Yeah, I really believe that. They as long as somebody's buying it, after they buy it, they don't care. It doesn't make them a difference when somebody bought it.
Not at all. But check this out. So wait, where's that? Oh, I'll put it up. Let me put this down here, put that up there, bring this over here. I thought I did this before, but here we go. All right, so moving on to the next topic of the thumbnail there. And that is this. So take a good look at this image and look hard. This image was presented to us by the Russo brothers. And basically they shared the photo, like kind of teasing this Avengers Doomsday, set alongside the caption "Look hard." They posted this on Twitter. It says "Look hard." That's all it says. And so we have solved the riddle. The monochrome image there shows one of the brothers sat right in the middle in a director's chair, facing to the left, away from the camera, surrounded by a bunch of objects that look like they're just sort of random set pieces, but they've been carefully positioned to resemble a series of letters. And if this sounds familiar, it's because the Russo brothers shared a very similar photo back in 2018. With one of the brothers sitting in a director chair surrounded by objects that resemble letters with the exact same caption. It said, "Look hard." And basically what you could do is you could make out the words "end game" or the word "end game" with the shit on the screen. And so that kind of foreshadowed, yes, it foreshadowed the title to "End Game." You know what? I'll show you exactly. Let me grab that image so you know what I'm talking about. Can I copy it? No, you're gonna be a dick and make me screenshot it. Right. Oh, okay, never mind. It's doing that shit where it's being an asshole. Hang on. All right. I'm just gonna throw it up on the screen. So there's a photo, and you'll notice it says, trust me, it says "Endgame." You see the real obvious piece there is the A. You see that ladder in the background that looks like an A. If you look to the right of that A, way over, you'll see an E almost.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's an M, that tall plank there. That's part of an M. And then there's a G, made out of like him sitting there and like some of the dots there. And then there's the the sort of plank shit thing, the ladder deal, easel, I guess you call it, easel sitting in front of the director there. That's the D. And there's an N, this sort of white shape here. That's an N. And there's an E up here for "End Game." It's impossible to fucking figure out unless you kind of knew it was going to be there and like, you know, whatever. People did figure it out though, because it's the internet. And they did it again. They did it again this year with this one. Now, this new picture obviously doesn't say the title of the next movie, which is Secret Wars, because we already know that, right? That was the big reveal of the first, was that the next movie was called Endgame. It was Endgame. So, and back then fans deduced that, you know, the movie's name from the photo and everything like that. But we already know, obviously, the name of Avengers Doomsday. So what are they're doing this time? And discussing the image on Reddit, a lot of fans see that there's an obvious A, right? That big A, and then there's an obvious X on the other side with a sort of like a, I guess you can make a V shape in the middle. You can see this big A here on the left, right? You can see that big A on the left. And then, yeah, you can spell it out with your finger on the screen. And then there's like a V in the middle made out of like those dots and some other shit. And then there's an X over on the side, these sort of rafter things on the side, right? They look like X's and shit. So, okay, Avengers versus Endgame, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's not that big of a reveal.
Is it Avengers versus X-Men?
I mean, that's what I said, yeah. Avengers versus X-Men. What did I say? Avengers versus Endgame?
Yeah. Because I can't think.
Yeah.
I don't know why we got to be so cryptic.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm going to break it down. Slade, I'm looking so hard, I'm going to go back in time. Travis Mitchell said, how's it going, guys? What up, Travis? Peace. Welcome to the show. We chilling. How you doing? So, yeah, The obvious thing is the AVX for Avengers vs. Endgame. Okay, fine. We know that already, though, right? The cast is Avengers and fucking X-Men, right? I said it again, didn't I? Avengers vs. X-Men. Slap me the next time I do it. All right, Avengers vs. X-Men, obvious, right? And then Travis said, depending on how you look at it, the light shines. All right, he's going to give it away. Shut up. Listen. All right. Look at the spotlight in the middle of the screen. You see that? Did you leave, Stu? Where the fuck did he go? Stu. Yo, Stu. Hang on, let me move this shit. Is he still here? I mean, maybe he got knocked out. Stu dog, test. Shit. I'm trying to get him back in. Hang on. Yo, Stu. Stu dog, where you at, bro? Yo, Stu.
Yo, what up?
Oh, there you go. You're back. Okay.
So I had a package at the door, man. I had a package at the door.
All right. Well, I ain't even know. I didn't know you left. So let me put this picture back up here. Hang on. All right. So you see the spotlight right in the middle of the screen?
I don't see. This is the thing I don't see. I don't see the damn letters. Like this looks like an A right here. This thing.
Yeah, big obvious A.
All right.
Yeah, big
so
obvious point.
the dots don't mean nothing to me. My maybe visual. I just can't see that visually. The
You
light.
can make a V
I can see the
just by
X's.
connecting the dots.
Right. I can see the X's. So connect them to do what? I can make anything out of that.
Exactly. So basically it says Avengers versus X-Men, but that's not the real secret reveal. That's the obvious thing that's kind of drawing your eye away from the actual reveal. So do you see the spotlight in the middle of the screen?
Right.
You see what it's shining on. It's shining over on those rafter things, right?
Right.
And right inside the spotlight in the circle, there are 3 distinct lines that go straight down. They're really lit. They're white like lines. And they go down in the form of like Wolverine's claws. So what they're telling us here is that Wolverine is going to be in this movie.
All that tells Wolverine gonna be in the movie. Like seriously, why can't they just say
Wolverine is going to be in the movie?
Why can't they just say Wolverine is gonna be in the movie?
Because that would be too easy.
Why can't they just give us a dope? Why can't they give us a dope intro with Wolverine, and then say Avengers versus X-Men?
Are you hypothetically asking, or are you really asking? Because there is an answer.
Asking. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
What sense does that make if you can't give me
all right, so the reason is this.
I was show Wolverine, and then
no, there's a reason. There's a reason. The reason is that first, when they were going to release it, they were going to announce it. What's his name? Fucking Jimmy Kimmel got fired, and it was a big thing in the media, and they couldn't compete with that. Then when that died down, Wolverine the game came out, and it was all about Wolverine. It was a big Wolverine fest, and they couldn't compete with that. And so now they're doing this. Why they chose to do it this way, you'll have to ask the Russo brothers. But let's see what Travis is going in over here. He said, depending on how you look at it, the light shines on what looks like 3 A's, 3 X's, or Wolverine's claws, or something else. Marvel had a mystery movie set to release between Avengers films. It could either be that Doomsday is split into 2 movies, or there's possibly a 4th Deadpool Wolverine movie set between. BDBGP salute. How you living? How you living? Travis said, about a month ago, Ryan Reynolds posted a cryptic A, which had people thinking that he was in Doomsday. And I think we could get an adaptation of Deadpool's Secret Wars. Another Deadpool movie is set after Doomsday, where he has to assemble more characters to help out leading into Secret Wars.
That's true.
Because
he was just on Jimmy Kimmel the other night, and he didn't. The only thing he announced was that Mint Mobile is now doing internet, so you can get your internet provider can now be Mint Mobile. It's called Minternet.
They're not going to.
No, I'm saying that's the only thing he announced on Jimmy Kimmel. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything special. Or
no, he wouldn't. He can't. He can't say anything. He can't announce it. Well, you know that, bro. You know how secrets.
No, I know, but I thought maybe I would have hinted at something. I just
you can't, bro. They will. It's against your contract. First of all, if here's what happens. If actors divulge shit, it's not like, well, they may have signed an NDA. There may be a way that they'd actually get sued, which is most likely. Okay, there's probably some way they get sued. But even if that wasn't the case, you're blacklisted. Like everyone in Hollywood knows, don't tell this guy anything. He's gonna blab. And so many celebrities have gotten in trouble and gotten in shit for slipping and letting shit loose. And unless they're like Tom Holland or something, some main dude, they get fucking slowly wedged out of the fucking scene, man. It's crazy. Hollywood's rough. But yeah.
And they're not
and they're not that smart. But yes, and Travis is actually right. Travis is absolutely right about everything he said. That's actual facts. And then of course, Marvel has announced numerous members of the Fox era X-Men films as a part of the Avengers Doomsday cast, but the exact nature of their role in the movie's plot has not been disclosed. For all we know, that they could be fighting the X-Men, they could be fighting with the X-Men, they could be fighting Doom. You never know. But all we know for certain is that Patrick Stewart is going to be Professor X again. Kelsey Grammer is going to be Beast again. James Marsden is Cyclops again. Rebecca Romijn is Mystique again. And Ian McKellen is Magneto again. You can tell I'm not super happy about this. I was not at all excited to see Fox X-Men in the MCU. I was livid, to be honest.
Well, we found out why, like months ago, or maybe a year ago, because of the contracts. Their contracts is what. Yeah, they have a certain. They sign contracts for a certain amount of years or whatever, and they have to do a certain amount of movies, whichever one it is. And I think they expire after this, so they have to show them. And whatever they do next with the X-Men, it's inevitable they have to use those actors.
Yep.
For whatever reason. It was something Fox did, and Fox might have did it on purpose. They're like, we got you. This is what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
make you use these actors.
Yeah, and they're doing the whole multiversal thing, and that's the whole thing, is that they're using this as like a multiversal, shenanigan to bring the X-Men into the MCU, which it makes no sense, because again, you're using Fox X-Men. It doesn't count. These still are not the X-Men of the MCU. They're the X-Men of another universe. And that's what, X-Men fans have been waiting for ever since, Iron Man was popping. I was like, man, I would love to see X-Men get this MCU treatment. And they never did. And then when we finally get them, it's like, you're just doing the Fox X-Men again. I'm waiting. I want to see this new, MCU thing. And that's during Iron Man. Ever since Endgame, though, I have not wanted to see the X-Men in the MCU. Because
Right.
whoever's making MCU movies since Endgame, all the movies since Endgame, except for like James Gunn shit, but like all the fucking movies were shit. They're trash, and I don't want those people making X-Men movies. And already, watch what happens when the new X-Men comes out. The team is going to be like Kamala Khan, Riri Williams is a mutant now, and fucking Kate Bishop. Like that's going to be the team. It doesn't
Mhm.
make any sense. They take characters that aren't even mutants and make them mutants. I mean, Kamala Khan was
Shit.
an Inhuman. She was an Inhuman.
Yes, she's in it.
Never a
Yeah,
mutant.
that's true.
They literally wrote her to be
Never had,
a mutant just for the MCU.
never had magic bracelets. None of that. Was
Well, yeah, and
Kamala
her
Khan.
powers they changed and everything too. But I'm talking about the fact that she's a mutant. That's the bullshit. Like trying
No,
to
no,
say,
I get that part, but I'm saying like, for the hardcore Kamala Khan fans out there, she didn't have magic bracelets that gave her her powers. She
yeah,
didn't create
no,
these crystal
they
shields.
changed her a lot.
Yeah, they did. They did. But Kevin
But
Feige was quoted as saying that the X-Men have always been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We just haven't been paying attention to them. So that could kind of explain.
that's not true. Not
That
true.
could kind of explain. That's what I heard. That's what's going. So that would
You're gonna have to
explain
show me that because
that.
that didn't happen, bro. He
Yes,
didn't
that
say.
would.
They
To me,
said
that would.
they might have said the mutant
Nah,
gene has always been in the MCU, but X-Men have
nah.
not
Kevin
been.
Feige said. He said the mutants were always there. He didn't say the X-Men. He said mutants. He just said mutant. He didn't say X-Men. And he said that. He said mutants have always been there, but we
Oh,
haven't been paying
well, that's what
attention
I'm
to them.
talking about. The mutant
So,
gene. It's not that we haven't been paying attention to them. Feige hasn't been paying attention to them.
because when
Marvel
you think
hasn't
about it,
to them.
right? When you think about it, none of the Avengers are mutants. So that kind of counts. Number two, if they do a multiversal thing, they could cast all new characters to be the X-Men in this universe, and then use the Fox X-Men to be from another universe, and that could
Yeah.
explain it. And that
Well,
would
that
kind of
is what
like
that's what they said they're doing. That is
yeah,
what they're
that would
doing.
kind of
That's what I just
yeah,
said they're
that would
doing.
kind of put it in its perspective. Yeah.
Well, no, it puts it into perspective that, like you just said, they're making up a reason to do some contractual shit, and we're suffering for it.
That's true.
That's
That is true.
that's what it is. There's no good story reason that makes sense or that we're gonna enjoy that makes sense for there to be two different X-Men teams. Like it's a stupid thing. It's the whole multiverse thing is just literally Marvel having a fucking do whatever I want pass. They don't have to follow lore. They don't have to stick to anything because multiverse, and like I said, we're suffering for it because now we have to sit through a whole movie with the Fox X-Men again. It's like, no, fuck no. But everyone's gonna love it. Here's the thing. It's like this. If you ain't had no pussy for 3 years, and I'm talking about any bitch come up to you, you gonna swear that was the best pussy that ever existed on the planet. And it's the same thing here. We don't have nothing else. We ain't got nothing else. We ain't had mutants in so long. People are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, cool, yeah, mutants."
So,
But it's like, bro,
so let me
you
ask.
wouldn't have liked
So,
this back in the day
so let me ask you
when
the
Marvel was
obvious.
dope.
So let me ask you the obvious question. Do you think that basically this might boil down to writing? Like, because they can't come up with anything original or bring to life something from the comics that we would like, or maybe Hollywood doesn't want to bring it to life. Do you think that this basically sends a message that the writing is so terrible that they have to go with something safe rather than go out on a limb and give us an all original story or something that was worthy of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I mean, that's not totally what I'm saying.
No, I'm
It's not.
asking the question. I'm not
Yeah.
saying, but I'm asking
Oh
the question. Like, do you think that that's
no,
why? Like
no,
that's might be why.
no. I don't think it's that in and of itself. I think it's they want to create this narrative that the female superheroes are the best, the male superheroes suck, and we can't put forth a team with male leaders, male first, like Professor X is the leader, fucking, Wolverine is the dopest one, the Cyclops is the second leader, and then you got all the coolest ones are like Gambit and Beast, and like, and you got Storm over here and Jubilee and Rogue and all that, but they're not main leaders. And then they made Storm a leader and everything, and so basically they see it from the perspective of somebody who's looking for there to be a matriarch, looking for there to be like a male dominated culture. And so that's what they're seeing. They're missing the fact that Storm could have been the leader of the X-Men, but if they would have done that, they would have made Storm the leader. They would have made Jubilee and Rogue and them and Jean Grey like the best, the dopest ones. And then Scott and Wolverine, all them, they would be fucked up. They'd be whacked. They'd be stupid. You know what I mean? Like they would just be inept. They would need the women to save them and all this shit. And it's like, it's not necessary. If you just play it the way Marvel has always done it, dude, Marvel is chock full of female superheroes, bro. Dope, powerful superheroes. Dope. And they'll grab them. They'll grab Scarlet Witch because she's the most powerful, and Captain Marvel because they're the most powerful female characters in Marvel. And now what? Every fucking it's Marvel Witch this, Marvel Witch that, or Scarlet Witch this, Scarlet Witch that. Scarlet Witch is the head of the main big bad in zombies. She's got her own show. Now they're talking about doing a Scarlet Witch Vision trilogy. 3 films just all about Scarlet Witch and Agatha, because that's what that's what the comic heads want. Like who, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to say, man, because that's why I don't really want the current regime making movies at Marvel to even fuck with the X-Men, because it's gonna be ass and it's just gonna piss me off. It's gonna suck. Like if you let James Gunn do the X-Men, oh my god, bro, the king of fucking ensemble team movies, superhero teams doing the X-Men, that's what we need. Travis Mitchell said, though Thunderbolts and F4 were well received financially, they were disappointments. In terms of leading to Doomsday, Deadpool is the most profitable draw. Using him and Wolverine just makes sense. Wolverine said humans wiped out his X-Men team. While doubtful, it's possible that the Doomsday X-Men are his, and we see that Doom was responsible for killing them. Yeah. It could be that since Wolverine is an anchor being, he shows up to help expand the team. Where Wolverine is gone, screwing up Doomsday's plans. Yeah, that anchor being thing that we learned about from Loki and all that in the Deadpool movie, and that Wolverine is one of those anchor beings or whatever, one of those anchor beings. So yes, that's going to be his role in this movie. Game Freak said, but if James Gunn did X-Men, I think he ruined it with too much comedy, sadly. I don't think he ruins things with comedy, though. Like, tell me what of James Gunn's was ruined by the comedy? Guardians of the Galaxy? No. Superman? Fuck no. Like, he hasn't ruined anything with comedy. Yes, he does a lot of comedy. What I like about him is, though, that when he does the comedy, it's good. As opposed to Taika Waititi, Thor Love and Thunder. Think about Thor Love and Thunder and that kind of comedy. That's the wrong kind of comedy. Think about Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the right kind of comedy. Because it's raunchy, it's violent, it comes in between violent moments, his timing is perfect, it's not corny.
And it flows. And it's comedy with a sense of style or grace. Like it's
Yeah,
something that you can laugh at while you're watching the movie, but take it seriously at the same time. Like
yeah, yeah. And
that's how I look at it.
imagine like even in this day and age, I just edgy shit like that's not even in anymore. So like just seeing a movie where it's just no comedy at all, it's just dead ass serious with the X-Men, with this colorful team of all these colorful different people, and there's no comedy, that would be weird. You know what I mean? Like out of all these different personalities, you got to think of the X-Men team, right? So you got all these different personalities. Then you have all the mutants. We could talk Morlocks, right? You can go all over the mutant, universe and shit. And there's so many different personalities and shit. And you're gonna have some moments, of course, where there's gonna be something funny and something different. What Travis say in Quantumania, Kang seems to imply that he's killed most of the Avengers before, but not Ant-Man. Perhaps Scott Lang is somehow an anchor being in 616. Yes, I agree. I think Scott Lang is an anchor being, and yes, they're gonna do something big with Scott Lang too. Game Freaking said, I didn't like Superman as much because there was a joke every few minutes to throw off a serious scene. There were a few serious scenes that I loved, but there was a bit that broke scenes. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you could probably say that personally, but overall, all in all, the box office doesn't lie. I mean, Superman was a wild success, but it would have been not such a success if it sucked because it was just, Taika Waititi or something like that with comedy. That would have ruined it. It's just the way James Gunn does comedy. It just works in that sort of violent action adventure situation. But dude, there's people that are offended by James Gunn. Peacemaker with the, as soon as people saw the orgy scene, they were just offended. They couldn't get that it was a total joke. He wasn't literally showing an orgy scene. No one was having sex in that scene. I was laughing my ass off as he panned around that orgy because people were like literally, like one girl was like sitting on top of another girl's back, just bouncing up and down on her back. Like there was no actual sex. Like they were like doggy style, but they weren't having sex. They were literally just like rocking back and forth together in unison. No pumping action, right? You have to catch the nuance, man. The shit is not for the faint of heart. It's definitely not for those who are sensitive. It's not for.
But we've seen like this is what I don't get. You know what it is, man? It's just this new generation. They did just why does everybody have to be so offended by it? And there's so many keyboard warriors who are out there just I'm offended. Look, does anybody remember any of the movies that came out in the 80s and 70s? Man, come on. Like they did just as much. But nobody complained back then. Like nobody complained. And it was just like people just took it. Yeah. Like I said before, it's art. It's the director's vision. Art is sometimes, I don't know, like the Joker.
Not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. Unlike the Joker, when he was talking about art in the first Batman. In Batman 89, when Joker was talking about art, he made a good point.
That was a great
scene. Sometimes you got to break a few eggs. Sometimes it crashes through. Other times it goes through slowly. You just some people just don't get it. Some people will. It doesn't make a difference. It's the artist's vision, and the director is an artist. He's just a visual artist. That's what it is. So visually, he's going to give you what he thinks is going to get his point across, or his message, or whatever. Like,
right.
What was the one cartoon? It was dope too. It was an anime back in the 80s. It's very popular. It's called
what's in it?
It's it was I don't know. One of the scenes was like a Conan inspired thing, like heavy metal. That's heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
So when they did heavy metal was raunchy. I mean, you had breasts flying. You had characters having sex. You had all kinds.
I think Felix the Cat was before that one.
Felix the Cat, right? But when you watch heavy metal was considered a cinematic masterpiece. But you didn't have anybody was offended by it. They went and watched it and was like, let me see what that's all about. Like that's and it was so good, they came out with a part 2 in the 90s. So Let's keep it. Let's keep it above.
Today's society is very sensitive. That's just it. It's just a sensitive thing. Chris the Cat, yeah. But Game Freakness said it didn't suck, talking about Superman, I believe. And then he said, I just didn't like Suicide Squad because the main characters died in the first 5 minutes. That's
true.
literally what was cool about it to me.
Yeah.
Literally, when that happened, I was like, oh, this cat is on some shit. This dude is doing something different. See, I'm a Game of Thrones fan. At the Game of Thrones season 1, Ned Stark, my favorite character, Eddard Stark, fucking dopest cat. He gets killed at the end of the first season. When my favorite fucking main character died, was killed, I said, this is my show. This shit is crazy. This is amazing. When there's stakes like that, bro, that you know that your main character could die. And really could die. Like they will kill the main star on your ass. That shit, that gives you
hard
stakes, bro. That's hard, bro. That makes me love it. So, shit like that, bro. I was like, hell yeah, bro. Just kill these motherfuckers, bro, just to let me know shit is real. But yeah, it's not the normal thing. It's not the normal thing. So most people are like, oh, why are you doing this and that? Like, that's not normal.
But Suicide Squad, we know they're gonna die because in the comic, somebody always died in the comic in Suicide Squad. So
yeah, well, that's another thing too. He was
expecting
for the vibe of the comic too,
right?
Just like
you gotta expect it. Yeah, you gotta expect it. So,
but I didn't like the first Suicide Squad movie.
Oh, that's a cult classic, bro. I liked it, but not as much as I hear other people. Other people, they love it. Like they be like, "Oh, that was the best movie." Like it's like a cult classic.
But it's universally not loved. It's most people didn't like it. That was the impression I got.
The hardcore fans, but the casual fans loved it. That's like y'all can't put a finger on Aquaman being the highest grossing DC movie like that. I can't even put a finger on that, bro. Was it good? Yeah, but damn, was it that? It beat out Batman. Beat out every Batman movie. It beat out everything. Like it's the highest grossing movie in Warner Brothers history. Like a superhero movie that is. But Aquaman, like,
well, yeah, I mean it's Khal Drogo. It's fucking Jason Momoa. That's what sold Aquaman. He was the biggest in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Oh, and the women want to go see him. Yeah. Oh, Jason Momoa's in that one. I can get into Aquaman. That's Hollywood's forgotten about that.
Game Freakness said, I'm an aspiring writer and director and rewrote a scene from Superman and also have an idea for Superman 2, how it would lead to Batman vs. Superman. That would be an awesome if you want to hear it.
Well, Game Freakness, you need to come on this show. We can talk about that. You need to come on. Yeah, you would have to give us a way to contact you so we can. Yes, we would love. Yes, you can't tell us that and then think we gonna say we don't. Yes, we want to hear it. So we're gonna have to give you a shot to come on here. We gotta figure this out.
Speaking of Superman 2, there's hang on. The where is it? It is where the fuck is that? Something new about Superman 2. Oh, Peacemaker. Is it Superman? Yeah, no. Yeah, I think it's Peacemaker. I don't know. I'm gonna fuck up getting out of order like this. I'll get to it. There's some shit. But yes. Let me see. Nightcrawler actor Alan Cumming said, what? It sounds like the Avengers and X-Men do indeed face off against each other. Cumming previously discussed being in a fight with Pedro Pascal's Mr. Fantastic. Later suggested that due to the amount of green screen shooting involved, he was no longer certain. Nice save there. Yeah, Alan. But yeah, Alan Cumming, the guy that plays Nightcrawler, I guess fights with Mr. Fantastic. So it's definitely going to be Avengers versus X-Men. That's definitely, sadly, it's the MCU's version, man. It's not Jonathan Hickman's version. And this is what I don't get. Why don't you just fucking 1-to-1 adapt a Jonathan Hickman comic and call it a day? You would be so fucking successful. Praised by critics, fucking renowned, legendary status, just like how the MCU was before the end of Endgame. It baffles my mind because they have this guy, Jonathan Hickman. He's down with the MCU. They're using his stuff. It's going to be Hickman's Secret Wars. This is Hickman's, but I don't know, dog. Hickman's Avengers, the whole Illuminati thing. It's like they're bastardizing his work. They're taking, bits and pieces of his work, just destroying it. By the way, the Illuminati, the lineup was not the Illuminati. That's not the lineup. Like it was just poorly done in every way. This is as a comic fan,
right? And their excuse for it, it's a different universe.
Yeah, which if it's a different universe, then why are you using this guy's story?
All right.
Make up your own story then. Don't give me that shit. Oh, it's our own version. Then make up your own shit. But you don't do that.
Same thing with Star Wars. Like same thing with Star Wars. Like I hear people say Star Killer Base was something that came out of one of the other books. Like remember Kathleen Kennedy said none of that's canon.
Came out of the game.
But they keep like putting things in these newer movies that people keep identifying with books that were written.
Oh, they're taking shit out of the Legends novels and the old Republic novels and all that shit and putting them in the movies.
And putting them in the movies.
It ain't canon.
Right, it ain't canon, or we thought it is, or this is a better version because we thought of it. Like there's a guy I work with, he's a true, like he loves the books. He's a Star Wars nut, but he read all the books. And he always comes and says, that was in this book. And he started bringing the stuff in and showing me. He was like, look, that's in this book. Like, this is the book that it's in. I was like, wow. He was just telling me something about Rey. And Ahsoka and the new Star Wars movie that they're supposed to be resetting the button on. Because Disney's supposed to be resetting the button on Star Wars. But he was telling me something about...
Sort of.
And this blew my mind. Okay. Remember when we watched Mandalorian? And they showed Luke, and he had the camp, and he was training people.
Yeah.
They're saying that something like that similar is going to be in the newer movies, but it's going to be with Rey. But in the Ahsoka movie, we're going to see this baby getting given to Rey, or something like that, so that she could train the baby because the baby is force sensitive. It's
ridiculous, bro. They want to they're taking what, I mean, they already did. Disney is the worst at this. Matter of fact, you might say they're the best at it. Disney has been doing this since the old cartoons of the 1920s and shit. Like they put their own spin on, hundreds of years old fairy tales. You know what I mean? Snow White and Pinocchio and all that shit. None of that shit. Disney didn't invent any of that shit. They just retold it in their own sort of way and changed this and that and fit it to their narrative. And that's exactly what they did with Star Wars. They took George Lucas's story, his female lead, turned it into a Mary Sue that didn't need any training or anything, just automatically she's the dopest. Took his idea of making Luke give up on the Jedi Order and become a hermit and do, which he did like 2 movies in of his trilogy after getting to see Luke, Legends Luke, like Luke after the original trilogy, like at his full power and shit, with his whole his little Jedi Academy and all that. We would have seen all that, gotten to experience it, have it in our lives, and then see Luke go and do this and that. And we would have been like, okay, would have been like, damn, that's crazy. But George Lucas wrote it. That's how it fucking is. When you do that and you're not George Lucas and you don't give us no build up, what do you expect? You're just gonna take
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker and do that to him with no reason, no story, no build up, nothing, and then we're gonna be down. What did you expect? But it's what Disney does. It's what they've always done. They do it with all their shit. It just hit me just now. They've been doing that since the old cartoons, since their old fairy tales, bro. All their movies, all their fairy tale movies and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. No, they listen. Me personally, I think that Disney runs out of ideas, so that's why they do stuff like that.
They've been doing
And
it
they
since
try
they
to,
started.
yeah. They used to stay neutral.
Never
And they used to
fucking
put
had
out.
ideas.
They used to stay neutral. Disney used to put out some good stuff.
They do have their
Like,
own stuff. Like they'll
yeah,
do some of their own stuff.
yeah. And they used to put out some good stuff. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They used to put out some good
Little
movies.
Mermaid, Lion King, those were
King,
great.
yeah, those are great, bro. Pirates of the Caribbean, the first two movies. Once you get into the third, it started getting kind of rough on the third one. But
Yeah.
the first Pirates of the Caribbean, I was like, this is a Disney movie. It was good. It was great. They just
Well,
Tron was another great. Now I don't know what they're doing with it now. They got
they
Tron in the real world now. I don't know.
and they had it locked with the princesses and the girls and everybody. All the little girls love Disney, but like guys, boys, and shit, we didn't really fuck with Disney. There wasn't really anything for guys in Disney after we kind of grew up from toddler era. And so, how do we get the guys to be fans of Disney? They buy Marvel and they buy Disney
And
to
Star
bring
Wars,
in
yeah.
the guys. I mean,
Yeah.
they buy Marvel and they buy Star Wars to bring in the guys. And then what do? They try to feminize both of them.
Yeah, makes no sense.
What? You just wasted your billions, man. Why'd
Yeah.
you spend billions of dollars to turn around and then still not have anything for the guys? And like women were never a fan of Star Wars and Marvel. Like I have nothing against this, but it was never like a women thing. So why you're trying to market this to people who never gave a shit about it in the first place just blows my mind. You're not going to make people who didn't care about this stuff care about it. And you're going to make the people who cared about it not care about it anymore. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. This is
And
true.
here we are, man. But yeah, so you know, I don't know what the Russo brothers are teasing here, or if there is more to it, or what the image, you know, is supposed to mean. But it does seem unlikely at this point that Doomsday might get a last minute name change to Avengers versus X-Men or something like that. But some fans have suggested that the movie's story, which will continue in 2027's Secret Wars, still seems too big for just 2 films, which, yes, if they're really telling these stories, they're way too big for just 2 films, but believe me, they'll cram them in. They will. And so, you know, but you know, maybe we could see a third Avengers movie, something, I don't know, but maybe some transition. I think they're going to need it story-wise, but knowing them, they won't care. They'll cram it in anyway. But you know, it'll turn this latest crop of blockbusters into a full trilogy, and you know, alas, you know, it does seem unlikely, especially since Disney replaced a spare 2027 movie release date that it had reserved for Marvel this week with The Simpsons 2, The Simpsons movie 2. So still, we know that Marvel has big plans for X-Men in the future. After this phase, after Secret Wars and all that, the next phase of Marvel, of the MCU, will have a new X-Men. It will have an MCU X-Men. None of the Fox X-Men will be there. Even Robert Downey Jr. as Doom won't be there. It'll be a new guy playing Dr. Doom as well. They're recasting for their own, you know what I mean? Like these are multiversal characters. This is Dr. Doom from the 828. These are the mutants from 10,000 and whatever the Fox universe was, I forget. When we get to the next phase, the idea is that in the 616, the MCU 616, we'll have a Doom and an X-Men and all that. So fans like me might actually get a comic accurate Wolverine in live action, which we kind of did in Deadpool and Wolverine. I was hella excited when he put the mask on and went ham. That was definitely just for us Wolverine fans who are sick of seeing a 6 foot tall pretty boy as Wolverine. But yes, it will go down. But following these events of Secret Wars, Kevin Feige has said that a semi-rebooted timeline will see a new, younger X-Men team come to the fore in a fresh X-Men movie set to be directed by the Thunderbolts and New Avengers Jake Shearer, director. And so hopefully, we'll find out the meaning of the Russo brothers' tease before that, and hopefully, all that comes to fruition. But yeah, Feige definitely said that they're the next phase. We will get a new young X-Men team. That, man, I am not confident it's going to be Cyclops and Wolverine and Storm and Rogue and Gambit and Beast. I think it's going to be Kamala Khan and just like some other characters that they make for their own teams, because they'll probably use I don't know, dude.
No, I get it. It's hard to pick out, but we just gotta wait and see, man. Like it's gonna surface itself soon enough, and then we'll see if it's a feature or a flop. That's it.
And yeah. So, but that is what it is. We'll you're right. We'll see what it is when it happens. Until then, hang on. Let Game Freaks. He did. So let's see. If you want to react to it live and pause and talk about your thoughts on my idea, it would be awesome, even if you don't like it. Yeah, no, what we'll do, man, is you can come on the show.
Yeah, you got to come on, Game Freak. You're not getting off that easy. You're not getting
we're not doing no chat. I'm not going to read a big ass thing in the chat. Like,
you got to come on here.
Not in the chat, nah.
No, you got to come on here. You got to represent. All right, that's how we get down. And we want you to come
on and top it up. But what we'll do is just go to my Instagram. Let me throw that up here real quick for you. Damn, I don't even have a banner ready. Hang on. Actually, shit. I think I just recently changed my Instagram name. What is it? Okay.
Yeah, Game Freak, it will be fun, man. That's the reason why we want you to come on, man. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to talk about it. Chop it up. That's what we do. Yeah, just make sure you tell all your friends so they can tune in and we can all chop it up together.
There you go. It's on the bottom there. You can just hit me up on the gram and give me your email. And what I'll do is I'll put your email in the list. And then whenever we go live, you're going to get an email with the link. And whenever you get that link, just hop in and join the show.
As a matter of fact, what about Monday? We can do a show Monday for a little bit.
What are you talking about Monday, man? Tuesday and Saturday, or Wednesday and Saturday, bro.
I know Wednesday and Saturday, but we did the unboxing this Monday. That was kind of special. That's special in my heart. No.
I mean, yeah, we should do a random unboxing. That's one thing.
We might have some unboxings on Monday. We might have some more unboxings.
We might, but we don't send out the link for unboxing videos because I don't want a bunch of guests on while we're trying to have a big screen showing a toy. Because it makes the screen.
What about what about this? What about next Wednesday?
What about I told him. Anytime he wants to put his email in my Instagram, that's when he'll start getting the link and he can join anytime.
All right.
We stream on StreamYard.
Why do you
can you video that on Discord for free as well?
No,
I don't fuck with Discord on here because it's a pain in the ass, OBS and the whole thing. But no, this is called StreamYard. You'll just get a link and you just click the link and turn on your camera and your mic and it brings you right in.
Well, Game Freak, you're gonna be able to video chat with us for free. That's just gonna be the same thing.
It's the same thing. You're gonna be on here.
And I love Discord. but he's right. I love Discord. I'm not even gonna lie, Game Freak. I love Discord, and I'm on there hard. But
I started
he's
on
right.
there
It is complicated. Like they do need to make that a lot more.
not user
The
friendly.
learning, yeah, it is not user friendly. It is geek friendly, and
Yeah,
you got to you got to spend some time over there to figure out how everything works and what. And once you do, it's cool. But you got to be on there a while. You got to be on there a lot to really get the most out of it. So a lot of people just don't have that much time. So
yeah. Well,
not to be
my
too
issue
learned.
is that I mean, it'd be fine, but just getting it up here on StreamYard's a pain in the ass. I don't even think it can. I think I get it OBS, which is a double pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But moving on, man. We got to keep it rolling. We're gonna talk about this MCU show, Wonder Man,
Wonder
real
Man.
quick. Yes, first reactions suggest that Wonder Man could be the best series in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to date, which is saying something considering the high bar set by, like WandaVision and Agatha all along, and what Kamala Khan. 2025 has rather been a busy year for Marvel Studios, having released 3 live action films, 3 animated series, 2 live action series, with the third on his way as in the form of Wonder Man, and starring Yahya Abdullah Mateen II or Junior. I don't know why they put a 2. It's Junior, man. Wonder Man focuses on a superpowered actor Simon Williams as he auditions for a role in an upcoming superhero reboot in what could be the MCU's most meta series. Wonder Man is scheduled to debut in December sometime this year, and might be on the high note to the end of the MCU's ambitious 2025 slate, if the rumors are to be believed. According to this scooper Daniel Richtman, he said that he has talked to people who saw Wonder Man and was told it's the best Marvel show. I mean, what are they gonna say? It sucks. Like, of course they're gonna say that, bro. I don't buy it, bro. Like, of course they're gonna say it's the best show. That's what everyone does. He's talking about industry. He's talking about insiders, bro. So you're talking about insiders. Of course they're gonna say it's the best.
Yeah, their opinion does not count.
No, they're probably working on the movie. They're probably working on the movie. They got fucking shit invested. But Simon Williams, Wonder Man, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Don Heck, and originally appeared in the Avengers number 9 in 1964 as a villain before eventually turning into a hero and a mainstay of the Avengers roster. I always thought he looked like a villain. You know, he's got these red glowing eyes and shit. But Wonder Man series officially was announced in 2022 back in June, and is produced by the Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings director Daniel Cretton as part of his multi-year deal with Marvel that he signed back in 2021. Wonder Man will have some loose connection to Shang-Chi, as the series will also see the return of Ben Kingsley as Trevor Slattery, who was the controversial Mandarin in Iron Man 3. And then we did see him in Shang-Chi. But yeah, Marvel Studios is all in on the Destin Daniel Cretton. He's currently filming Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is the next film, MCU movie. He was originally gonna direct Kang Dynasty before that got reworked into Doomsday, and the Russo brothers took over because they needed a fucking saving grace. But this might explain why a sequel to Shang-Chi has taken so long, because Cretton has been busy developing all these other MCU projects, and it is disappointing for fans of Shang-Chi if these rumors regarding Wonder Man's quality are true. But he might be the magic touch that the MCU needs. We'll see, but it's a part of Phase 6 Wonder Man of the MCU, which started with Fantastic Four First Steps, and so far has included Eyes of Wakanda and Marvel's Zombies, and it along with the upcoming Vision Quest series, which is the is two of the last live action MCU Disney series that were greenlit in the initial rush to capitalize on streaming. And since then, the studio has refocused its efforts on live action films, with the only series currently announced beyond 2026 being Daredevil Born Again, with season 3, which will likely debut in 2027. But if Wonder Man is as good as this early word of mouth suggests, hopefully the character returns in the MCU and all that, and ends up, being a main character and stuff. But I'm skeptical, because Wonder Man, like, the fuck, you a Wonder Man fan?
Yeah.
I don't know any. I don't know any Wonder Man fans. It's like why do they keep bringing up these characters that nobody likes? Like, it was a failed. They were failed characters, man. Even James Gunn recently just said he's not going to do any more movies with characters that nobody knows about, because it's too hard to, drum up excitement and make people care. You got to go through a lot, and then it has to be so good, and you can't fuck up in any way, and it's just not worth the hassle. Might as well just use a character that everyone knows and loves, and everybody will be fucking happy.
That's true.
But James Gunn, speaking of Gunn, he hints that they're adding 2 new movies, the Gods and Monsters slate. Obviously, what'd he say? He said, right now, there's actually 2 really cool film scripts that I'm hoping to take to the next level that we have general plans for, and I'm excited about both of those. And then I'm excited about one TV project in particular. I don't know why we are not greenlit on that already. It's just figuring out the budget. So there's a couple things that are very present that I'm excited about, dealing with getting Supergirl into shape and all these other things. Watching episodes of Lanterns, that's coming along well. So it's really just dealing a little bit with everything, and then mostly Man of Tomorrow, which is the Superman 2 movie. That's the biggest thing for me. I mean, we go into production in April, so it may seem like far away to you, but to me, it's awful close. End quote.
That's the thing about that I think you're thinking about Superman, the new Superman movie. Superman and Lex Luthor are going to team up.
Yeah, and Man of Tomorrow.
They're going to have to team up.
Superman 2.
Yes.
Yeah, DCU is currently focused right now on Peacemaker season 2, which phenomenal, dude. That show is so good, dude. I was a fan. I was not like the biggest fan of the first season, but for whatever reason, man, this season has really like drawn me in. Yeah, bro. No, I'm not saying I didn't like it, but I wasn't a big fan. Like I wasn't like raving about it or anything. But this season, I'm talking mad shit. Like I love this season. This season here,
I love Peacemaker the first season. I thought that show was hard. I like them both equally the same.
This was way better though. No, I don't know. I think this one's way better. I can't say it. Do.
Listen, you're gonna have your favorites. Like, you're gonna have your favorites, and you're gonna have the ones you like and the ones you don't like. Like I get that. Yeah. That's nobody. I'm not judging you. Everybody likes what they like, and now that's what makes us human. So I like that. I thought this newer season, to me, the story and the plot moves faster than the first season. And
it does. It does. It's just it flows better. It moves faster. It's more exciting. It's just I think they're more seasoned into what they're doing. Gunn's more seasoned, and the other thing is it's part of Gunn's DCU. The first season wasn't. It was just a show he was doing, and it really shows. It shows how like much more they care about it. Almost like this season, man. It just seems better. But it also is leading up to Man of Tomorrow. There's stuff at the end of Peacemaker, these last 2 episodes that are directly linked. I mean, we just saw Lex Luthor in the last episode, and then this next one is going to be crazy. But as for this little update, he's reiterated several times that any project at DC Studios doesn't get formally greenlit until a script has been properly finalized and he likes it. And with the newest comments, that could easily apply to the Brave and the Bold movie and the new Wonder Man reboot. So when he's talking about these two movies, man, I'm really hoping it's Batman. But it's key to remember that the initial slate announced in 2023 was less than half of what DC Studios is planning. So that is why it could easily be two new movies titles altogether that we haven't even heard about. And so, as well as the mystery show that we don't know what it is, but we know there is one, as there's been pitches that Gunn has received that he's pleased with, but they are having to figure out like the budget and all that and ways to take them to the next level and shit. But yeah, man, hearing the progression of the upcoming DCU movies and TV shows, that is exciting to me. That feels like real comic book content, man. It just really feels like I'm getting something that I know is going to be good. I know it's going to be, it's going to feel like it's a comic book. It's going to feel like what I'm supposed to be looking at, not like using comic book characters and making something that doesn't feel anything like a comic book. I think the MCU wants to try to turn this shit into a blockbuster movie.
They do. They need one.
And I don't want. No. What I'm saying, bro, is that they're trying to turn these comic book stories into blockbuster films, whereas Gunn is making comic book films that are making blockbuster budget, blockbuster, box office sales. But it's not. I'm not saying like, oh, Marvel needs a hit. I'm saying what Marvel's doing is they're literally trying to make, all of their movies, they're like blockbuster action films. They just don't feel like comic books to me. They never have. That's always been my complaint. They've never felt like comic books. They've never felt like I'm reading a comic. They don't feel like a comic book story. It feels very much like a movie. They're very Hollywood. It very much feels like a blockbuster Hollywood movie. And oh, look, there's Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I don't feel like I'm in an Iron Man comic book. And when I'm watching Gunn movies, bro, I feel like I'm in that comic book come to life. That's what I need. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. So I'm excited for anything that Gunn's doing, bro. Because he's a comic nerd. He's a comic book fan. He reads comics. You know what I mean? He's one of us. So that's who I want to see do movies about comics.
And rightfully so.
Hang on, I gotta switch my flint. But it's gonna take me a second here.
Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, Marvel, look, they were on top, and if you want to stay on top, you got to keep putting out a quality product. That's just it. They haven't done it. Everybody complains about it, and it's not like people hate Marvel or they want to ban it. They just want them to put out better stuff than what they've been putting out. People spending money on this. They're like, look, we'll support you, but you're gonna have to do.
But what do you think about what I'm saying though? About the comic book movie?
Oh yeah, I agree. That's why we go. We go because that's what we want. We want that feel. We want that look. We want that comic brought to life on big screen.
Like, isn't that the purpose? Like, isn't that what we're doing here? We're trying to make comic books in live action. I don't know. I feel like Marvel never had that goal. They just wanted to make big movies, and it's hard to explain, bro. I never got the feeling that I wanted to get out of Marvel movies, bro. Like, I always wanted it to just feel like them characters that I beloved, that I grew up with, and that I geek out over. But I just never did, bro. I never did. Never. Even in the heyday, bro. Even in the best time of Marvel, even in the the Iron Man heyday, all the great movies, Cap, and like they were so Hollywoodized that they no longer felt like comics to me. And the characters didn't even seem like comic characters. They didn't look like comic characters.
Mm.
It was just like we had to take what we got.
We did. We did.
But Gunn, yeah. There's this.
No, they were
this
Hollywood. Yeah, they were Hollywoodized. You're right. But what Gunn did with Superman, you can't argue that. That was good. Superman was great. You know what I mean? Creature Commandos, great. Peacemaker, great. So far, he's put out some quality, cinematics.
Yeah, during a post Superman spoiler interview with Rolling Stone, James Gunn teased the potentially big development on the television side of the DCU. When they asked him about the rumors of a Wonder Woman movie being fast-tracked, Gunn said, "We got the first few things started, and there's some other things that are really close to greenlighting. Like there's a television show that I hope that we're going to be greenlighting in the next few days." And in the episode from August on the Chris Hardwick You're Overthinking It podcast, he asked Gunn for a status update on how things are looking with the Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. And during their conversation, Gunn shared that in terms of what DC Studios will be moving on next, he's hoping to have the Batman 2 filming and then his follow-up to Superman, the Man of Tomorrow. That would be followed by the mysterious television project that we've become obsessed over, the big mystery secret. And at first we were surprised that he didn't say Clayface, but that's most likely because the studios have really started moving forward on it. So it counts as being in production. So he's talking about stuff that's not in production yet. But later that month, Frank Grillo offered some additional intel on what sounded like the very same project that they're talking about, this secret project. And so with his Rick Flag appearing in Superman and Creature Commandos and Peacemaker 2, Frank Grillo is definitely deep in the DCU and is roll dogs with Gunn. And based on what he shared with GQ, he said there's definitely more on the way. He said we're at the premiere and I was like, this is cool, I'm really entangled in this world, and then this is why I love Gunn. We were at the after party and he leaned in, you know what we got coming next, right? And I'm like, no. He goes, we got something big and you're all over it. I don't know what it is, but he knows, and whatever he needs me for in whatever capacity, I'm in. Grillo said. And that brings us to now. During the interview with GQ, Alex Papadopoulos, Gunn was asked if he could share any additional updates on what's going on with this show, along with sharing that there are actually 2 really cool films and scripts that he's hoping to take to the next level. Gunn touched on getting Supergirl into shape and the Man of Tomorrow and all that, how Lanterns is coming along well, but it was the quote that had the red lights on the radar flashing. He said, "And then I'm excited about one TV project in particular. I don't know why we're not greenlighted on that already. It's just figuring out the budget." And that could be another TV project that Gunn's excited about. But who knows, man? But that is the latest. So we've been following this secret show that keeps coming up in interviews that he has not named, that he wants to greenlight. So we will definitely keep you posted. Oh, bro, you were wrong about Superman, the red Superman in the Nazi DC universe. It is a Nazi Superman. His name is Overman.
His name is Overman? Well,
yeah, Overman.
Well, from what I understand, I know I'm not wrong, but I'll find it for you. He was the original story said he was bought there, but I think that was before the war ended, because the war ended and Nazis won. So I think before the war ended or started, he landed in Russia. So if the Nazis won the war, remember the Nazis invaded Russia, so they took over Russia. So
It's two.
he
You're
would
talking
be
about the Red Sun universe. Is it's a
no,
different
not the Red
universe?
Sun universe. No, not the Red Sun. I'm
The
talking about Earth
universe
10.
where Superman is a Russian Superman. That's Red Sun. In Earth 10, he's this guy. Earth X. His name is Overman. You might recognize him when you see it. I know you've seen that before.
Yeah,
I've
seen
seen
that.
him before. You've seen him before. That's the over.
Yeah, I've seen
That's Earth X or yeah, Earth X Superman. And he's got a Nazi. He's a Nazi. He's got the lightning bolt on his chest, and his name is Overman. And this so I'm pretty sure we're getting Overman in Earth 10 in what is it? Peacemaker and shit. So that's who I expect to see. Because remember, there's this secret dude. Hold on. I think this episode, damn, is it out now? It might came out now. It's either today or tomorrow. So it's the next episode. I think we're gonna see this guy, Overman. Because let's see, it'll be peak if we see David Corn Sweat as Overman in the finale. But yeah, our last episode we did about Peacemaker, man. That was about the episode 7. Or maybe it's 6. I think it's 7. Yeah. It's when they go to this other universe that Chris has been in, and he finds out that it's a Nazi. The Nazis won the war in World War II, and now they run the United States, and there's no people of color anywhere in the United States. And that's where they left the last episode. We got a trailer, a teaser that we showed you on our last show. Not our last show, but the show where we did about Peacemaker, where you hear the voice of, I think it's David Corn Sweat, bro. Oh no, I'm gonna shit, bro. If it's Corn Sweat, that'd be so fire, bro. It would be peak. It would be peak if fucking Corn Sweat shows up dressed like Overman. But we definitely heard him. We definitely heard what sounds like Corn Sweat as Ultraman. So I thought it was gonna be Ultraman, but now seeing this Overman shit, I'm thinking it's gonna be Overman. What do you think?
It could be. It could be.
If it makes sense.
The only way that'll be a way to confirm that it's Earth X.
No, they already confirmed that. We know it's Earth X. That's already confirmed. It's definitely Earth X. That's a fact. That we already know. Earth X is racist as fuck. It'd be peak if we see David Corn Sweat as Overman in the finale. Welcome, Earth X Peacemaker. Yeah, Earth X is racist as fuck.
Yeah, and his Kryptonian name is Kal-El.
Yeah,
not E-L, but just L.
just a L.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Is this the finale? Believe it or not, Peacemaker Season 2 is almost over, and when the show does air its finale on Thursday, October 9th. Okay, so this isn't the finale. This is the penultimate. So, I don't know if we're going to get Overman in this one or the next one. Episode 7, including the... All right, it's coming out tomorrow. Episode 7, Peacemaker, episode 7. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. As the episode 6, forthcoming episode 8. The plot of episode 7 has been kept a secret from the press. That said, we know episode 7 will have a resolve, or at least addressed the cliffhanger in episode 6. At the very end of that episode, horrible truth of alternate dimension was revealed. A racist and oppressive world with Nazi ideology at its rotten core. Abdiato running for her life, and naturally, we expect the gang to save her in time. That said, we know that Economos was caught by Augie at the end of episode 6, and one promotional photo from episode 7 shows Economos tied up in Augie's house. At the top of that, Lex Luthor is in the mix, teaming up with Rick Flag. Almost anything could happen next. James Gunn has recently suggested that a straightforward Peacemaker Season 3 probably isn't in the cards, but that doesn't mean that these characters are going away. Gunn said in an interview that doesn't mean there aren't plans for these characters, but it's not necessarily that Season 3 of Peacemaker. And then people should watch episode 8 to see what happens, because maybe some of your questions will be answered in that episode by itself. So in order to get episode 8, we first have to see what shakes out in episode 7, because right now the show has a lot to wrap up in just 2 short weeks, 2 short episodes, assuming anything will be wrapped up at all. Yeah. That's that. Your boy Darkseid is going to appear in the comic, in the show Mr. Miracle. They're doing a Mr. Miracle animated show, which will introduce Scott Free and the mythology of the new gods, possibly,
Well, you can't
into
have,
the DCU.
Yeah, but you can't have Mr. Miracle without Darkseid. You just can't do it. Well, you can, but it doesn't make sense. Being at Darkseid's his father. So, yeah.
There you go. And there you go. And into the DCU and the new, according to this new report, that will include one of the no, hang on. Let me see. With casting now underway for voice actors for the Project Nexus, Point News has revealed several members of the supporting cast, including tyrannical ruler of Apocalypse, Darkseid. Darkseid. Let me show you. Block blum. All right, there we go. There he is. In addition to Scott Free, Mr. Miracle, his wife, Big Barda, and Darkseid, the series will also reportedly feature Funky Flashman, Highfather, Light Tray, and Orion. The animated adventure, which has not been confirmed to be set in the main DCU continuity, is being written by Tom King as an adaptation of his own award-winning 12-issue Mr. Miracle comic book. Dog! I'm so excited. That's what I'm talking about, bro. DC is murdering Marvel, bro. They're destroying Marvel. For comic fans, bro, I'm not even a DC guy. I'm a Marvel guy through and through and through again, bro. I'm a Marvel guy, 1,000%. Don't even like DC. I'll keep it a buck. Only DC shit I really fuck with is Batman. Until now. Now, I'm becoming a fan of all this DC shit because it's what we got. It's what they're giving us. And in live action and in animation, they're dominating, bro. With what? All right, let me. They're about to be dominating, bro. The shit that's coming down the road, the shit that's lined up for DC by 2027, bro. DC is going to totally outdo Marvel, bro. For comic fans.
I'm sure we
I know.
So.
For us,
we need for us, yeah.
For us. I'm not saying box office, whatever. Obviously, the masses, whatever. For comic fans, bro, this is our time, bro. Because James Gunn got the con. They gave this dude the reins. He's the boss of it all. He's the CEO. He's a comic nerd that goes in comic stores and buys comic books and has a collection of comic books and reads comic books.
Same thing as Bruce Timm.
Right. Who can say that in the MCU?
Yeah.
I cannot picture Feige digging through fucking crates, bro. Can't. And I've seen Gunn do it with my eyes. That's the thing. But not to glaze, but I'm just saying, this is the time, bro. This is the time. We got a guy, we got one of us. That's all I'm saying. He's one of us, and he's in the fucking driver's seat. That's all, man. That's it. Whether he's, James Gunn isn't me. He's not you. He's not doing exactly what I would do in his position. but I'm glad he's there. I'm glad he's doing whatever it is because he's the only comic nerd that's in Hollywood doing shit. So do whatever you want and I'm going to be down. Like I'm not even a DC guy, but I'm rooting for all this DC stuff because I know it's being made by a guy who understands comics and is making it with that in mind, with comic fans in mind. Marvel is literally making their projects not for comic fans intentionally because they know that comic fans are a small percentage of the population and they want to reach everyone. So they're not focusing on us. They're trying to what would everyone what does Twitter, what does TikTok, what are the social media like what are the mob, what do the masses want? What's going to make them happy? We're going to use comic book characters and make something for them. You feel me? It's not they're not taking their comic books and adapting them into art. They're taking comic book characters that they own the rights to and making movies for Twitter. I don't know. I don't even know who.
But we saw where that didn't work. We saw a company that tried that and that didn't work. That happened with G.I. Joe. And at the end credits, it says that it's loosely based on the toys in the comics. Which, if you'd have just based it on the toys in the comics, not loosely, but just hardcore,
Yeah.
bought one of those stories of life, it would have did better. It would have been a better.
Yeah, those movies, it doesn't make sense. Like, why did they take those characters and just use their names and make a whole new? Like, all you did is take characters' names and make new characters out of them. The second G.I. Joe movie, they did try to get a little bit more.
Yeah, they did.
To look a little bit more like, you know, like Firefly was dope. Shout out to Ray Stevenson, late great. He killed it as Firefly, but man, yeah, bro, I don't even want to see a G.I. Joe movie and Transformers movie until I see a G.I. Joe movie. I really don't want to see a Transformer G.I. Joe crossover yet because, in my opinion, we haven't yet gotten a good, solid G.I. Joe movie yet. We've gotten good, solid Transformers movies. Let us get a solid G.I. Joe movie before you go and try to make it a Transformers movie. Because you know what I'm saying? It's going to be Transformers of the stars, and the G.I. Joes are just the guys that are running around doing it. That's not, I need a G.I. Joe movie.
Well, I think that they're trying to do like, yeah, the Transformers have been like they always been, but it'll be G.I. Joe. It'll be, you know, Joe's running around with Transformers instead of just everyday humans. Yeah.
Which the Transformers are going to take the focus in the movie because they're giant robots. They're cinematically going to take your eye. You're going to focus on them. They're going to be the star of the show. The G.I. Joes are going to be secondary. No matter what, even if they try to write it where they're equal, you're still going to see these giant robots like taking the focus. Whereas if it was just a G.I. Joe movie, we'd be focusing on G.I. Joe and what they're doing, what they're talking about. If we see anything big, it's probably the mass device or some shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, see.
Bro, you could have the USS Flag.
You could.
Fucking Sky Strikers on that bitch. Fucking taking off. And
Skyhawks.
Shipwreck. Fucking walking around with his bird. That'd be dope, bro. That's all I want to see. And I want him to sound like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Who would play twins? Who would play Tomax and Zaymon?
Probably one actor that they fucking double. CGI, you know, like what
it did Sinners.
Yeah, I was trying to think of his name. Yeah, Sinners.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
They got that off. They got away with that. They definitely got that off.
And I do not want to see Michael B. Jordan playing fucking Tomax and Zaymon. No.
Nah. Maybe Snake Eyes. That way we don't know it's him. And he never takes the helmet off.
He would never do that because he wouldn't get no FaceTime.
Yeah, that's true.
But
with that, man, I gotta break out.
All right, bro.
Break out that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, wrap this thing again.
And who would play Sergeant Slaughter?
Sergeant Slaughter, hopefully.
I think he can still play it. He just be the
I
old
mean,
version.
yeah,
He
he
just
could
be
be the
old
old.
Sarge. He be
Yeah,
old Sarge. Yeah.
it would be crazy though. Like you could
What if they
do.
got Rock to play Sergeant Slaughter? That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, well, that'd be a whole. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. See, I really want the characters to look like their character. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no gender swapping, no race swapping. I just want them to look like their character. There's like
Yeah.
6 black GI Joe dudes. Like there's like 6. There's 7. You know what I'm saying? Like there's plenty that you could put in the movie. You don't have to
Oh yeah, you don't have to Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to
race
race
swap
swap anybody.
anybody.
Yeah.
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 There's several. I don't know why I said 6. There's tons of black GI Joes. Like
Yeah.
there's Latino GI Joes. There's Asian GI Joes. Like every
Oh,
race of GI Joes. That's the whole
everybody's
point. Was
represented.
that
Yeah, everybody's represented. Just pick your
melting
Joes.
pot?
Pick your Joes and choose your adventure.
Oh, forgot to show you the old stroke.
I seen that stroke today, man. It's dope. Yeah, it's dope.
He's
And
dope.
he comes
Like
with guns.
he looks dope. Like from there, but when I get him up and I see, I'm totally disappointed, bro. This plastic shit. I mean, first of all, all the plastic is terrible. It's cheap. I don't know. I don't like it. And then the colors are fucked up. He's got like 5, 6 different colors on here. He should have 3 colors. Superhero costume should have 3 colors and black or something. Like that's it. But like he's got gold, he's got metallic teal, then he's got navy blue, then he's got this aqua color, and he's got orange, and he's got this like it's too much. And he skimped on the scales with some just barely texturized plastic. Man, it's just bad, bro.
And he's $10 more than he was last year.
Yeah, the joints are all sharp. The plastic is all sharp. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's man. It just saddens me, man. That he's so hit or miss now. It's like some of the recent figures have been great, and some are just still trash. And he's still putting out like those old Batman knees and shit, even when he's got new. You've got a new, like Marvel Legends has a new joint system. Like everything is new. They can make all their figures new now. But he's still using old product, and I mean, this still has big ass pins in it. Like, what are we doing with pin joints still, dog? These joints look like they're. Yeah, I'm not buying no more McFarlane's, dog, bro. Compared to this, are you kidding me? By the way, I chromed him out.
Yeah, you chromed the gun out. Dope.
Hell yeah, that's dope as fuck.
Dope. You painted the handle white or was it white? Did the handle come white or you painted it?
No, the handle was white.
Okay.
I chromed his buckle, his knife.
Dope. Dope.
Buttons on his belt and his pants and shit. But yeah, I mean the quality is night and day. It's not even, they're not even similar, but the prices are similar, too similar. Yeah, it's I'm done, McFarlane. I'm done, bro. I was so hyped for this figure, bro. I was really waiting for this figure. I really wanted this guy. And this quality is just a super disappointment, man. I'm done with him. I'm done. But yeah, man, still got to go. We ended up kind of going off on a tangent. We didn't get to most of our topics today, but let me see. Nothing detrimental, unless you wanted to see the in-hand Punisher real quick.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I guess that's it. Yeah, that's the only image. It's got a little briefcase with money in it and shit. They come with guns. Well, this is Marvel, so I'm not surprised. Punisher looks great. Fury looks great. I really hope their quality is good. I just got that Cap and Venom. Venom's legs are horrible, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
They're like all rubbery and shit. They suck.
Yeah. It's the only
They
Venom I
suck
got.
bad.
But they did. I don't know what the Gammaverse one is all about, but people like it. People like the Gammaverse Venom better. The one from the game.
Yeah,
They
I
like
love
that
this.
one better.
I love this game. Yeah, this one's dope, bro. I love it. I'm just annoyed that they gave us the old legs. Like these are old pin joint legs, and it literally shows like the quality is just not what it would be if they were pinless. Pinless joints are just tighter, you know, less of this gap. But also there, it's like a soft, it's like bendy. Like, look at that. That's terrible.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, that's how he poses in the game. And then Cap. I love this Cap.
The Cap is hard. I like Cap.
Yeah, he's way better than the Secret Wars Cap. He's a way better sculpt. Unless you, I mean, if you don't mind the lack of scales, which I don't mind at all. But yeah, dog. I guess we can wrap that up right there, and save the rest of these items for next show. Yeah, we can save that. All right, y'all. Let's wrap it up. We'll see you guys Saturday, man. Have a great rest of your week. We're here every Wednesday and every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go back and watch the beginning if you just came in late. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
And don't forget,
be water, my friend.